Good morning. This is Shelly from Hodgepodge Cougars. Over this past weekend, I was able to get a few heads of cabbage. I went to the farmer's market and got all they had. And as you've seen in the clip before, I just put my dehydrator full of shredded cabbage, or really sliced thin cabbage, as good as I could get it. And I like vacuum sealing that in jars, and then we have that for soups in the winter. I was down to my last jar this past winter, so I'm gonna go to another farmer's market on Saturday, and I hope to snag some more. And if not, I think the other normal farmer's market that I go to will have it next week, at least one more time. So right now what I'm doing is I am just roughly chopping up this cabbage. I had one bigger head left, and I'm going to freeze this. I had real good luck doing that last year. It's the same method as just pretty well any, like potatoes is, you know, you cut it up. You're hearing thunder in the background. We just had some whopping storms go through. You just get it chopped up basically how you want it. There's no size or anything. And then you're gonna let it boil in the water for, I do 2 minutes. Some people does a little longer. 2 seems to be enough for me. And then you're gonna shock it, which I've got ice water over here in the other sink. And then I've got a towel laying over. You can't hardly see that part. I've got you zoomed in. But then you want to dry it really well. What I do is lay it out on the towel, and then I roll the towel real tight, and then you're going to flash freeze it. You just put it on, I put parchment paper down on my baking sheet, and then you flash freeze it to get it pretty froze, and then you can vacuum seal it into bags. And then I actually got out my last bag of cabbage that I had done last year. I done it last year in March. And so it was a year and 3 months that it had been in the freezer. And it done really well. You've got to fry, we fry our cabbage. We like to fry it. Put a little oil in the skillet and seasonings, and then we fry it. But whatever you do with that cabbage, you got to do it from a frozen state. Don't let it thaw out. We don't like eating that piece, so mainly me. But you take it from a frozen state, put it in a hot skillet, and it's going to taste like the day that you put it up in the freezer. I now know that it'll go a year in the freezer. I didn't know I actually had one left in there. I was looking through my freezer the other day, and I thought, well, I need to use that up. It was fine. So I know now that when I freeze cabbage, it's going to last a little over a year and still be fine. It probably would have been fine for 2 years. It won't last that long. That wouldn't have been in there that long if I would have knew it. So I'm going to get this in the boiling water. I've got the water going now. And then we can get it flash froze. I'll vacuum seal it. So it's all the cabbage I've got for now. I'm hoping to get more because I need to put up some more. I can get organic cabbage from the store, and I'll do that if I can't find any fresh. But fresh is always best. And I tried to grow it this year, and the greenhouse got my tags mixed up, and I ended up it was broccoli. So, but that didn't matter. The worms, cabbage worms, got to them, so I just ended up having to pull them. Same way with the cauliflower. I just don't have any good luck trying to grow them. I might try to do a fall planting of them. Maybe that's what I need to do. Instead of do spring, I need to do fall. So I could do that. Anyway, I'm going to get this. I think I done a video on it last year, how I did it. And if I did, I'll link it because you don't need to see it twice. But I'll show you what it looks like after I'm drying it and getting it out onto the baking sheet. Now I just have a baking sheet over here with parchment paper. I just spread this out on there. I didn't realize you could do this until last year, and it has really been, I guess what you say, game changer for us. We like cabbage, but we don't like it real often. And to be able to freeze it to where you can just get it out and it's already ready to go in the pan or pot is great. Okay. All you want to do is just get it. You don't want it as mounded up as, and it's just going to take longer to freeze. But yeah, I'm going to pop this in the freezer now and probably wait 3 or 4 hours or so and go see how it is. If it's good enough to where I think I can vacuum seal without it just being mush. All right, it's been in the freezer for a few hours. Pretty well frozen. It may not be solid, but it's good enough to go ahead and get it vacuum sealed. Just remember when you cook it, it does go way down, so I'm going to try and get this bag as full as I can get it, so we can get enough for a meal for us. I'm going to divide up. I've got 2 bags made up here ready. But we'll get the other pan out of the freezer yet. Pretty easy way to preserve cabbage. Not a whole lot of hands-on stuff. It's the wait time for the flash freezing. Alright, I'm going to go get the other pan. I shall return. Okay, I just dumped it into this pan here. It's actually froze solid more than the other one, the first round. Alright, so that's probably all I can get in this bag and still get it sealed. Same way with this one. So I'm going to have to go get me a smaller bag here and get this one all done up. Okay, I ended up getting another decent sized bag. So now all I'm going to do is put it in my vacuum sealer. Scrunch it so the air pockets get out of it. Got a nice sealed packet of cabbage now. This one might be a little bit. Let me see if I can put just a couple of pieces in there. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just make that one too full. This bag here, I didn't make as big as that one. Another one. So that one head of cabbage is going to give us 3 sides for a meal. We're going to have to get a hold of another couple of heads of cabbage and we would be set. there you have it. I got 3 packages, and then my dehydrator, I can turn you around here and show you what it's doing. If you can see in there, it's really starting to shrivel up now. So that's exciting to get some more in a jar. So anyway, I hope you like this kind of content. I have still got one more thing I have got to get done today, and that's going to be making sourdough waffles to put in the freezer. I got just enough discard left that I think I can make one more round, and then I'll have to wait for my sourdough starter to give me some more discard. So that's next on the list here for me to get done. Alright, next thing I gotta get done is make some more waffles for the freezer with this sourdough discard. I'm gonna get rid of all the liquid on top. This is all I've got left. I'm just gonna use the rest of it because I'm gonna be having more here in a couple of days. So I'm going to add 1 egg. It says 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, so I do just guess. This is not a very precise recipe. It's going to be around a cup of flour. You'll know by when you mix it up if you're going to need to add more. So there's a half. Here's a whole. Okay, next thing we're going to add is a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Vanilla. Now, again, I just guess at that. It's however much vanilla taste you want. So there. I might just empty this bottle and then get me out a new one. Since I make my own, I don't worry so much about being exact with it. And then cinnamon. This is an optional thing. We like just a little bit of cinnamon in throughout. Milk. Always just start off with a little. If it's too thick, I can add more. Just mix it up good. I think I've got 4 or 5 bags in the freezer now just from doing the discard. It's a little thick, so I'm going to add just a little more milk. Feels pretty good. You want a medium stiff dough, not real stiff, but not real runny either. Now I've got some blueberries. Let me find them. We'll give them a good rinse here. Went after them at the farmer's market, but I was too late. The woman had a whole bunch of them, and we was there a half an hour after they opened, and they only had 1 container left. So my daughter got them. Then I just went to the grocery store and got these. And I'm just going to add what's left of them in there. And you don't have to add berries if you don't want, but they are really good. Get them combined. Now I like to let this dough sit just a little bit to get kind of airy. So whenever the waffle maker is all ready to go, I'll get started making them. Almost forgot, you got to have like 2 tablespoons of fat. I use olive oil. You can use butter, avocado oil, You just gotta have a fat in there. Glad I caught that. All right. So there. Now we're almost ready to make them. All right, I think we're about ready here. My waffle maker is heated up, and you can't laugh when you see it, but my big waffle maker I can't find, so we're gonna use this. It's only gonna make one at a time. It's a dandy little waffle maker, but it will take some time. And I've got a pan here with parchment paper. I'll set that over here. But I just set them on there because they will have to be flash froze before I can put them in bags and seal them. So this might take a while, but at least I can get them done. It takes a heaping tablespoon per, so I usually get about a dozen to 13 per this recipe. So I usually just do stuff around the kitchen here until it gets done. I'll show you what they look like coming out here for the first one, and then I'll just go ahead and do the rest and show you what they look like done. It's going to be the same process over and over and over. I've been looking at new waffle irons. I've got one around here somewhere, but I have looked everywhere and I cannot find it. So this little guy here comes in handy because I was needing to get these done. So I'm going to have to invest in me a new waffle iron. And I got this cute little, I think they're called Spurtles. But this is also great for stirring my sourdough starter because it's long and I can get it into the jar. But it's also got this curved edge on it, and it's great for pulling a waffle out of the waffle iron. First one always takes longer than all the rest of them. Getting ready to click. There it went. It's got a cute little blueberry waffle. So I'll put that in there and we'll get another one going, and I'll just keep going, plugging along until I get them all done and show you how many I end up with. All right, here they are. It took a little bit, 20 minutes or so, but I was able to unload the dishwasher. I washed up the bowl that I had used, and I got the coffee ready for tomorrow, and just tidied up while I was taking one out at a time. So yes, definitely need a new waffle iron. But I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 waffles that I'm going to flash freeze now, and then they're going to go in the freezer for easy breakfasts. Sourdough discard is great for that. I may do a few rounds of pancakes even coming up with my next discard. There is my day one of my new starter. I've got it sitting on my dehydrator just because it's warm to get it going, giving it a good start. So yeah, I'm really wanting to get in. I want to make focaccia bread, and I want to make just the daily loaf. Whispering Willow Farms has got great tutorials on how to do sourdough starter. I'm not a real experienced with sourdough, but I am managing to get the waffles done, and I'll probably do a few other recipes. So, but I think that's going to be it for me on getting projects done today. Storms was pretty rough last night, and I haven't had a whole lot of sleep, so I may go in there and just sit down and rest for a little bit. So I hope you found these videos that I've been making lately about preserving helpful. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, bye for now.